this. All right, y'all.
Always, and not every blouse. And
I was about to make a video, then I decided, you know what? I need to make a different video. Why? Because I just got off the phone with my ex, right? This is an ex from a long time ago. I've had a couple exes in between that time, right?
Well,
The worst one, it's funny because they're both of their names begin with a O, and I do often forget their names, call one the other name.
We could, so.
But I'm making this video just to talk about how it's my fault that I let this woman frustrate me. Now, we're talking about narcissism, right? Unfortunately, I'm gonna say I've been victim to a couple different narcissists, which is true. I have.
If I cut this blouse,
but it is my fault that I let them get to me all the time because they're crazy, right? And by crazy, let me be specific. When you're a narcissist, you don't have empathy, right? So like social cues and stuff don't mean much. So it's very frustrating. A lot of times when it feels like a narcissist is being disrespectful, and I'm talking about covert narcissists here, not overt narcissists.
Do you want I cut this blouse?
Covert narcissists, they're a little more like sneaky, right? They play nice, but since they don't know how to have empathy, they really just don't know. They're not trying to be mean.
That was yes or no.
They're not trying to be a bitch. They just don't understand. And when you get frustrated with them, they shoot back with some bullshit. And then you think, what the hell is wrong with you? And it's because they simply don't have the ability. No, really, something is broken in their head. It's not a judgment. I don't know what part of the brain or whatever it is, but they just don't have the ability to give a fuck about you. And it's hurtful, right? It makes me upset. And that's my fault. I know this about this woman, but you know, it doesn't benefit me to talk about how she's a bitch, right? I could say that all day, right? After a while, it's up to me to realize that and stay the fuck away, right? And then the empathy part comes in, right? I feel bad for her because she doesn't understand. She has no idea, right? She can't. The only thing she knows is for her to maintain how she feels about herself. Not by choice. Maybe there was some type of childhood trauma. I don't know. But I honestly do feel sorry for her. Like, she means well. She wants to be a good woman.
Yes.
Now, I've looked a lot into this. They've got different things that people can do, like cognitive behavioral therapy, right? Maybe some of you have heard about cognitive behavioral therapy. But it's at least a year-long total commitment from that person with a therapist. At least a year long.
Oh yes.
And if a person that does suffer from narcissism like that, covert or overt, they have to first get to a place where they can even admit that they have a problem. And even if they can do that, they need to make a very long commitment to some type of behavioral therapy. And then on top of that, they really need to have a partner or a close family member to stick with them through the whole process, right? Now, with my first experience, or you could say second experience with that, I told her, I said, hey, look, you got a problem, but I love you and I'm here to work this out with you. But she never wanted to make the commitment because whatever it is that they have to deal with, which is facing themselves, right? Kind of what I determine is that looking at themselves and facing themselves is akin to like it must be akin to us, you know, facing down, I don't know, Godzilla, something super scary that we just can't even understand. Well, that's what it's like for them to face themselves. It's gotta be. Because I know in any of these cases, you might know too, the people with these problems, they don't want those problems. But it's easier for them to just live in the world as they are, cause the drama and the headaches for other people, and never have real meaningful relationships. It's easier to do that than it is to face whatever it is that they're facing inside. So that's just my perspective on dealing with narcissists. Let me know if I am actually very curious if in the comments you can tell me if you can relate. And I'd like to hear your experiences of dealing with narcissists as well.